Good afternoon, welcome back to the Men's Roller Derby World Championships 2016. My name's Pandora Pandemonium. You are joining us on track 1. So the next game that we have here is Team USA versus Team Australia. The winner will go to the final to take on Team England. Team England taking the win against Team Canada, 236 to 123. Team USA, strong as always. Team Australia have really brought their A game this year, and they are definitely looking to take down Team USA, as are any of their opponents. Everybody would love to beat Team USA. Australia could potentially do it. We'll see what happens on track 1. Over on track 2, following this by about 15 minutes, we're going to see Team Argentina and Team Wales. So we'll try and update you as much as we can throughout. Listen to the guys on the feed. Get in touch with us using the hashtag MRDWC on Twitter. If you want to go and check out the information and the updates, you can do, and it's mrdwc.com. I'm going to hand over to the guys on track. Thank you.
Let's all say hi.
And here we are. All right, well, welcome to our next bout here at the Men's Roller Derby World Cup 2016 edition. I am Piggy Fatness, and I'm joined by
Mac the Mouth, and we are ecstatic to be here for, if you didn't see the last game against Canada and England, you're not going to believe what you're about to see between Australia and the United States, sir.
Indeed, we are now in the semifinal brackets where we have seen Team England punch their ticket into the final championship bout tomorrow in the evening. Now we're looking at Team USA, and they are facing off against Team Australia, Mac the Mouth, for that last coveted spot.
Yeah, and Australia wants it bad. This isn't, I know a lot of people out in the audience are thinking, well, it's Team USA. It's that white, eight-wheeled beast that kind of steamrolls all the teams during the round robin. But I think Australia is a different team than last World Cup.
They themselves, Mac, had a very successful run through their group play at 4-0 and beat Wales to get to this spot. So both teams heavily loaded and ready for this semifinal bout.
It's going to be fantastic.
Indeed.
Here on the Nerd Track, Men's Roller Derby World Cup 2016 here in beautiful Calgary. We're at the Acadia Center, a packed house, and packed for the last 3 games, and stiflingly warm in here.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed. I might have shed some pounds except for the food I had during the day. So
yeah. I'm glad I took the camera off because none of us are wearing pants through this entire last bout today. But the winner does punch your ticket, as you said, to a 7 o'clock championship game for the World Cup tomorrow night, right here on this network.
Earlier today, United States, after a 4-0 run through their group, defeated Argentina in quarterfinal play to earn their spot to this semifinal bout. We're going to go now to the house for the proceedings.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise? Take off your caps as we start the national anthem for Team Australia. Thank you. And now the national anthem for the United States. Derby fans, welcome to semifinal number 2. Team Austria.
An enthusiastic rendition by both teams. Both teams, I love the fact that there's 20 different countries here. They all belt out their national anthems.
Yes,
and
they
stand
do.
up for. It was Goosebump Day all day today because it's National Anthem Day as well.
Indeed. So that's pretty much it, except for what's left to do, and that's take this bout onto the track and get it going. So we will get our first jam set for you, and we will be underway very shortly.
So, Piggy, and I have only seen Australia play a little bit. Have you caught them at all the last 2 days in the 30-minute games?
You know, I haven't, but what I have noticed, and looking at the pairings and the results, they have gone through their group with tremendous dominance. They have put, in some cases, more than 300 points on the board. They did run into a very game France team that they defeated by only 9 points. So a very telling score there, and it really creates some questions about what will happen on the track against Team USA here tonight.
And I think at one point, Australia was actually leading with the highest point differential in the early first 2 or 3 rounds of the seeding.
That's absolutely correct. Now, Team USA, again, with dominant play throughout this tournament, with a 4-0 run, as was mentioned earlier, they themselves, in the latter portions of group play, picked up quite a few penalties. And so we're going to see if they can get that under control, and discipline will be key for their success here in this bout.
They had a pretty strong game today, but it was penalty riddled. A lot of points scored, though. When they get that machine rolling, it's pretty dominant. So I'm excited to see what they put on the floor today. And I know Australia is focused on showing what they've got here today as well, too.
Very good point. Argentina did come out firing on all cylinders and worked really hard, but Team USA just got out to such a big lead, and it was very, very difficult for them to overcome. So here we are with Australia taking on Team USA in under half a minute, Macklemouth, and what is going to prove to be an extremely exciting bout. And like you said earlier, full house here tonight.
Oh yeah, you can feel it. We got obviously Australia in green, USA in white. I can see Carter wearing number 10 there, your jammer for the USA. I'm looking for, it's number 0, that's Skate Pilgrim. 2 top jammers going to go at it right away, right out of the gate.
Yes, they are. Carter has had some dominant performances here this year, but it's Australia out first. Skate Pilgrim picking up lead jammer for Team Australia.
Not only out first, a set offensive play off that start. Fantastic play.
Out of play penalty now being called, sending a blocker from Team Australia to the box. That is Page that will take the time in the box.
Carter out of the pack now, and a cut drawn, beautifully drawn at the back of the pack by number 82. That's Percy at the back, pulling that cut, power jam, a Derby Athletic power jam for the United States.
Team Australia down to 2 blockers on the track, trying to defend against Carter. Here come the USA defenders to assist.
Yeah, just a lot of motion they're showing with their offense, which gets skaters skating, and that's what the holes open up for a jammer every time.
That's been the key to their play throughout the entire tournament, is that frenetic pace that they play out in the pack. Here in a scenario with two blockers only, they let their jammer do the work.
Yeah, they know when to turn it on and turn it off clearly. Well-disciplined group in the white today. Another quick pass for Carter. That's 15 on the board.
Australia working on a 2-wall, 3-wall combination actually for a triangle formation, but Carter looking for more on the outside, moves to the inside, but gets blocked there by 3 jerseys of green.
Well, good to see that Australia get their blockers back on the track. They can hold. Skate Pilgrim is back out there as well. We've got 10 skaters in total now as we get down the back end of this very first jam. 20 points scored so far by Carter there for the USA. Make that 25. 4.
In a jam that began with a lightning strike by Australia, Team USA has managed to turn it around and put 24 on the board.
Talk about not overreacting, not allowing the moment to react to your play. USA came back and covered very well. Australia grabbing 4 at the end of that jam. They got to be happy about that. It started off so promising, and in 5 seconds, it went backwards on them, and they still managed to get everyone back on the track, grab 4 points. 28-4 the USA, jam number 1 in the books here at our semi-final. Winner going on to the World Cup final tomorrow evening.
So many sports cliches can be used, but it's still too early.
Right. Sausage rolls on the line next to, looks like B-Stang. B-Stang and sausage rolls. Again, two strong jammers. Both these teams can roll very strong jammers. We'll see what kind of rotation they come up with. They keep matching or start mixing it up.
When you look at the pack, it's that swarm of white jerseys constantly moving, constantly rotating, creating havoc for the opposing jammer.
And you can tell by the noise, that is Australia getting lead. Number 11, Sausage Rolls, pardon me, with lead and the opportunity to put some more points on the board for Australia. It's getting so noisy, some of the whistle calls are being misinterpreted by some of the skaters. One of the blockers went off and came back on, but through that pack, that was B-Stang grabbing some points for USA.
Jam continues. Sausage Rolls now picks up a track cut penalty. That's going to be a roller derby athletics power jam for Team USA.
Oh, they're bleeding blockers in the box right now, and that's not the position they want to be in. There's a total of 4 Australian skaters currently in the box right now, making things unbelievably difficult. I don't think this morning our one lone blocker out there thought he'd be out there by himself. That's number 90, doing a grease monkey, surrounded by these American skaters. B-Stang through again for more points. He's on to 19 for this jam so far.
Blockers slowly coming back to the track for Team Australia, but 19 points already on the board in this jam for Team USA. That was a 4-point pass for Team Australia, but an out-of-play call being made for or on the Australian jammer. Low block penalty now being called on B-Stang, who will report to the penalty box as well.
Quadzilla jumped back in. He actually put a skate in. His own blocker pushed him back off the track, but it was too late. He picked up the cut. Like his own blocker recognized that if he stepped in, he cut, and he put his foot down, and his blocker shoved him out. But unfortunately, the referee was right there to call it as a cut on Quadzilla.
Precedent was set for that, as in the earlier bout against Argentina, Quadzilla himself on his toe stops, leaning back into the infield, was caught by one of his teammates and pulled back in successfully. So didn't quite work this time. An official timeout on the track allows us to say thank you to Quad Skate Shop, because they love this game. Quad is Europe's original brick and mortar roller derby skate shop with the best selection and most stock on the continent. They know skates, so you don't have to. Their customer service is the best, on a level that only fellow skaters could provide. So see them online or in store for all your derby needs. Quad Skate Shop.
We currently have both jammers in the box, and I think that's what the official review is about. Plus just the machine gun of penalties that happened in that last jam. There were skaters coming and going from the penalty box, and they got to get that sorted out. The NSOs have to make sure everything matches up and is correct. There's skaters, 2 jammers standing in the penalty box, just off to the left of your screen. And we're just keeping an eye out for you as you look at the small packs that are out there. 2 3-packs with real jammers. Interesting to see what happens when the whistle blows. Interesting tactic here, I think.
Yes.
Putting no jammers out.
What we do know for sure, though, is that in 4 minutes and 17 seconds, Team USA has picked up 51 points, 8 for Australia, but those 8 points come at a price, as penalties have been the early story here for Team Australia.
Yeah, just, I don't know if it's that frenetic energy of being in this position at this time, because that's really hard to control no matter how much you talk about it. But hopefully they play it out of their system and they keep their packs on, because those packs are strong.
3-wall now in front by Team Australia.
B-Stang popped out of there and took the long skate around to get back on. Sausage Rolls takes the short skate, and he's at the back with that white wall. And both jammers contend with walls now to see who can get out of that pack first.
3 jams now, 3 lead jam, excuse me, for Team Australia. Forearm penalty, though, being called. And we're seeing, again, another 2 blockers from Team Australia headed to the box.
2 more blockers, a pivot and a blocker, forearms, as well as a forearm call on a U.S. blocker. Both these packs want to play with less than 5, apparently, because we have not had a full jam yet with 5 skaters. But crowd going nuts. Why? Because Australia just tacked 4 points on the board. And I believe they're leading in lead jams right now. Australia with 3 and USA with none. And it's 51-12 to the USA. And the only, not the only reason, but a big part of that reason is those blockers. Blockers are free points. I love having blockers go to the box, because every time I pass them on the track, I get that bonus points, and those add up a lot faster than sometimes having a jammer sit.
Well said. Next jam is set as we have Team Australia, actually, I'm sorry, Team USA picking up lead jammer, courtesy of Magnum. Taking the outside lane, going wide, picking up 5. Magnum for Team USA.
Woodward just closed the door on the blocker that had to come back in the back end. He just caught it on the side of her screen. Magnum takes a look at the bench, calls it off. Takes those points, puts them in his pocket, and heads back to the bench. That'll be at least another 4 for Team USA, none for Australia. So let's just shake this off and get out of our systems. And see if we can get some full pack play on here. Because it's a jammer paradise right now when there's 2 and 3 packs out there all the time, because they're just skating. And we've seen a lot of fast skating around this track. Just can't keep up with this pace or this heat in here either.
Indeed, 28 Smith for Team USA, 35 on the track with the star for Team Australia. Smith pushing forward to the front, picks up Team USA's second lead jam of this bout.
Smith working the back of the pack, just coming out of the apex of turns 1 and 2, pushes to the front. Nice bump out, kept his balance. Recognized that the blocker had fallen down and got back in with a no pass, no call to pick up those points.
Looking straight down the straightaway as Team USA sets up a 2-all on the front side, now joined by a third. We have a star pass in play here, or at least an attempt.
Star stash at this point.
That's correct, yes. The pace is so fast.
That looks like ballistic whistle back there in the black sleeves of the pivot stripe, but I don't think the star has gotten to his hand yet, so we have an active jammer without a star on for Australia on the track.
Active indeed, though, is Smith as he takes that last pass and completes the jam, calls it off, puts up 14 for Team USA.
If you've not yet discovered the awesomeness that is Sisu, you must invest in one. These ultra-thin, super strong mouth guards allow you to talk, breathe, and drink. And they look great in photos. Get yours at the Nerd Roller Skates booth at Sisu Mouth Guards.
Skate Pilgrim back on the line for Team Australia. Jonathan R. for Team USA.
Australia 9 penalties to USA's 3. That's what they got to clamp that down and stay on the track.
Currently we have an empty penalty box, all blockers on the track, and this jam is underway. Jam 6 of this semifinal bout. Skate Pilgrim moving forward to the front of the pack first, but is surrounded by Team USA blockers.
Turns backwards, allows himself to shoot underneath the block, picks up lead for Team USA. That's Jonathan R.
Jonathan R., who shows absolutely no enthusiasm as he gets through the pack. But a track-up penalty does happen. It's going to send a Team USA blocker to the box.
And 2 Australia blockers to the box as well, too.
Another quick 5 points. Those blockers by Australia committing track cuts as we continue. 20 minutes, 24 seconds. The clock is moving, and Jonathan R. is moving as well. He does get forced out by some nice blocking there by Team Australia, and he'll have to recycle back.
Australian jammer coming from the penalty box with that star in his hand. Sneaking up, and it tricked me into thinking there was 2 blockers in the box, but Skate Pilgrim has it tucked away in his hand. The Americans have a high track awareness level that both these teams are not going to get fooled by that. It's got to be in a quicker play than that. He is through, though.
Jam comes to a close as we are done with the first 10 minutes of this first period here at the Men's Roller Derby World Cup. We'll see a replay here.
Well, it's just Jonathan R. coming through, head down, and before they can recycle the front, he turns and gives his back to the blockers. And I've seen that freeze blockers before, because if I turn and give you my back, if I try to make a hard contact, I'm looking at a penalty. And I'm seeing that often with the high-level jammers. They're able to transition very quickly, flipping front and back as they go through the pack.
Sausage rolls for Team Australia. Carter for Team USA. Tony Muse working on the front side, trying to make life tough for Sausage rolls, but unsuccessful as Australia picks up lead jammer once again.
That's number 11, Sausage rolls. Getting through for points right now, gets down really low in the turn. Picks up the points, calls it off. And I think there's some Australian fans in the house cheering for that play.
Absorbed 2 huge hip checks, stayed on his skates, and kept on moving. Beautifully done there by Team Australia, Sausage Rolls.
An attribute I'm seeing a lot with the high-end jammers in this tournament is how low they can drop on that last pass. They get to a point below your hips where a lot of blockers are in a position where they might get a low block, so they ease up for a second, but they drop so low so fast, it's outstanding.
B staying for Team USA. Facing off against Dirty Five. Yes, absolutely. Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Dirty Five for Team Australia.
We got a forearm call on Quadzilla, sending him to the box. USA down 1 blocker, doing a good job at the back of the pack. B-Stang recognized that he was sitting on a cut, kept his foot out of bounds, recycled to the back of the pack. You just see him on the picture there. He's being worked over really well by this Australian twosome right now. A cut call, unfortunately, on the Australian jammer that is who's out there for us? That is Dirty Five.
This roller derby athletics power jam now in favor of Team USA. Spin move through the outside, and B-Stang picks up all, well, no points being signaled on that pass.
Called it. Interesting tactic, but maybe that was enough, right? You got the jammer in the box for a full 30. Let's get a fresh set out there. Gives the coach an opportunity to just roll lines. And you lower that risk that starts happening near the end of a long jam. And all that energy and the heat in this room, it's really easy to start making some mental errors. Magnum by himself in the line for Team USA. Pack rolls out of turn 2. Magnum gets bumped to the inside nicely. Australia quickly resets their wall as they come down the straightaway towards you. Magnum at the back, slicing and dicing and lateral, and gets through the pack for lead with USA.
That door was opened by Aklas. He had a beautifully placed block mid-pack and open up that lane for his jammer. Aklas, whose grandfather is here celebrating his 85th birthday. As we see the USA jammer get sent to the middle, but quickly recycles and continues his run.
Just incredible with that hip check to drop him out there, but he still recovers and gets on the skates to pick up a 5-pointer. Meanwhile, Australian jammer has stashed the star.
Forearm call now, sending Binkley to the penalty box for Team USA.
Australia gets that star out of the pack, so it's going to put some pressure on Magnum to make a call or decision here. They may choose to skate it out. He may choose to take the points. He taps on his hips and takes those points. And Australia grabs a couple points on that jam, throwing 2 on the board. Let's see what we got for a replay here. Oh, here he comes through. You want to point out that pick?
Absolutely, Aklas right there, right in the middle, and there's going to come one more right there to open up the lane, and boy, Aklas has come to play.
That's interesting because I see a lot of skaters make a pick and then watch the game. He makes a pick, finds another one, and makes another one right away. No one's safe on their feet. You need your head on a swivel around him.
Absolutely.
Very smart player.
104 for Team USA, 18 for Australia, 15 minutes, 34 seconds, and we are underway with our next jam. Jam number 10.
That's Copter knocking out our jammer Carter at the back of the pack. Sorry, B. Smith, pardon me. B. Smith, the jammer, but that cheer you hear coming up from the crowd is for Skate Pilgrim picking up a lead for Australia. Australia taking an equal amount of leads, actually. Considering the score, it's 5-5 for leads. Australia takes the points and shuts it down. No points for Team USA. See a jam ref confirming. Over to our side here, we'll see if anything changes there. You can see them on the left of your screen. That's our jam ref talking to an outside ref. Just confirming that I saw what you saw in terms of hits and points. And it's a 4-0 jam for Australia. 104 USA, 22 Australia.
It just shows the high level of officiating that we've experienced here this weekend, and it continues through tonight. So well done on the part of our officials. For Team USA, it is Jonathan R. looking for a space in this 3-wall by Team Australia. Gets spread forward now to a 2, and there's the call. Jonathan R. does pick up a high block penalty, so the door is open for Team Australia here. Lead jammer, Team Australia.
Lead jam and a roller derby athletic power jam. Great spot here for Australia as we're just on the past the halfway point in this first half. coming through the corner here, looking for some offense from their skaters. They don't want him to take on this wall by himself. Australia skaters trying to duck into that wall and make some space. He gets it, picks up 5 points for Australia.
Percy Control, the victim of that move, but not something we see often, but credit to Sausage Rolls for such a great move there. Not going to fool Percy Control twice, right into a 3-wall, triangle formation, braced. Sausage Rolls trying again and looking for help.
Well, it's the reform speed that's impressive, both these teams. Offense comes in once, they click and reset really fast right in front. It has to be rapid fire offense in this game.
Great support there by Synaptic Kid to help those points get put on the board by Australia.
Nicely done, 10 points for Australia for Sausage Rolls. He's having quite a game here today. And again, lead jam generally dictates the outcome of the game most times. Well, I know we're early in this game, but Australia is leading with 6 leads versus Australia's 5. We talked about it before, and we're happy to see an empty penalty box, and that's going to be the mark for Australia to chip away at this.
This jam will feature Carter from Team USA taking lead jam. Skate slinger with the start for Team Australia.
He punched his head through that wall, and I mean shoulders first, and just ran on his toe stops to take that lead before he was in the turn.
Beautiful footwork there by Carter as he scrambles his way through the Australian defense.
Just works that wall down like unstoppable force, just keeps moving forward where other jammers I've seen get caught up.
That has been one of the feature components of this Team USA team is jammers that are so strong that it allows all of their blockers to focus on the opposing jammer.
And we've got a stash out there because I don't see a star on a Australian skater right now, and I'm sure Team USA is well aware because off to the left of our screen, you'll see him come into view now, runs through the inside, gets out, and now repositions that star in his head. Carter sees the change and calls it off. Carter being the most consistent jammer for USA so far early on in this game.
Watching Carter here, looking to move to the outside, and as you can see, 1, 2, 3 blockers he passes there. Looking for the 4th, and there's the pass.
The footwork alone, the toe drag, the jump, even as the jump's almost a stutter step, like a linebacker with a football under their arm, running through. It's amazing what they're doing on their skates here.
It's an absolute clinic being put on by Carter here so far tonight.
115-32 USA leads, just getting around the 10-minute mark of this first half. The winner goes on to the World Cup final tomorrow evening here. B-Stang recycled to the back of the pack, but Australia out front at Skate Pilgrim with lead jam. The bench signaling, breathe, take it easy. Oh, I think he stuck that. We're gonna see. Yes, he did, and a low block made it. No, a low block's being called on Pilgrim, which probably means Ackles had position when Pilgrim made that contact. Because Ackles has the established position, the penalty's gonna go to the jammer.
Despite heading to the box, Skate Pilgrim has picked up lead jam 80% of the time he's been on that track. And so, again, a very interesting turn of events here with Australia getting so many lead jam calls, but just
I wouldn't expect that if you told me.
No.
If we did the math before, that would be a total surprise.
If I came into this bout at the 10:28 mark, as some fans might have, and shame on you if that's the case, you would be surprised to see what we've seen. But right now, green is Australia, white is Team USA. And they lead right now 115-32.
I'm going to go on a limb and say for 20 minutes, this is also probably the lowest point in 20 minutes that the USA has been held to. And probably the closest point differential in 20 minutes that an opposing team's held them to this weekend.
I'm talking to some of their skaters. They have very definitive goals about what they want to achieve in terms of points and penalties and points given up. And again, Australia finding ways to cause them some headache with those lead jammer calls.
Both jammers out of our vision right here. There they come into the pack right now. Nice jump. Almost an effortless jump by B-Stang to just step over and through. Ackles out there, number 34, looking to set up a pick. Keep an eye on him on that track. A great blocker out there for Team USA. B-Stang takes his points, gets bumped out because he's past those hips, and cycles to the back again.
That was just incredible with that hit that knocked out B-Stang as that jam comes to a close. And we're under 10 minutes left in this first period. Semi-final action here at the 2016 Men's Roller Derby World Cup. Team USA taking on Team Australia. Semi-final number 2.
One penalty in the last 3 jams. See, now we're settling in.
Yes.
Well, we've gotten it out of our system. Team Australia calling a timeout. And we'll be right back after this message.
S1.
S1. S1.
S1.
S1.
S1 is part of my uniform.
A clear path through the pack almost never exists. So we fight and make our own.
Welcome back to the Nerd Arena here at the Men's Roller Derby World Cup 2016. Team USA, if you're just joining us, Team USA in white in the camera shot there, leads with 124 points over Team Australia. Team Australia taking a team timeout in a much closer game than some pundits would expect. I'm not surprised because of how we saw, we've been fortunate enough to see all these teams play the last 2 days in 30-minute seeding games to get to these games. This is not an elimination game, but it's definitely the game for both these teams as they are moving on. The winner moves on to the World Cup final, 7 o'clock tomorrow, right on this track.
We would never have thought it possible to say that this bout started with 3 lead jam calls for Team Australia in a row. And we are seeing some hard work being done by this Australian team.
Australia already scoring 38 points in just over 20 minutes. And the most points scored against Team USA in this tournament was 45 in 60 minutes.
Right now, Magnum looking to stem the tide as he is jamming for Team USA. Running into some nice blocking there by Team Australia, but gets the 5-point pass to add to Team USA's total. And now we have a penalty being called on Team Australia's jammer. That is a track cut penalty. And so we have a roller derby athletics power jam for Team USA and Magnum.
Called for leaving the track. Magnum didn't get contact. And the refs didn't see enough contact for him to leave the track and got called for it, sent to the box. He's come back onto the box. Cal actually came back onto the track, so that call might have been overturned and they would have waved him back on. He would have still had lead. That had to be the circumstance. You can't come out of the penalty box and get lead back. Well, I guarantee they're going to chat about this for a second. I want to say good morning, good Sunday morning to our friends in Australia watching on this feed. I hope you're watching and wearing your green and gold and cheering on the boys from down under that are up above the Rockies right now here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And this amazing semifinal game that we're bringing to you here from the Men's Roller Derby World Cup. I figured we'd get an official timeout here, Piggy.
Yes, absolutely. So that gives us an opportunity to say some thank yous to our sponsors. I want to talk about Sisu mouth guards. If you've not yet discovered the awesomeness that is Sisu, you must invest in one. These ultra thin, super strong mouth guards allow you to talk, breathe, and drink. All very important things, by the way. And they look great in photos. Get yours at the Nerd Roller Skates booth or check out Sisu mouth guards online.
That's actually the 3 food groups for me: talk, eat, and drink.
Indeed. Yeah. Also want to say thank you to Bruce Skate Noose, the original over-the-shoulder roller skate holder. You spend a lot of money on those skates. Don't shove them in a bag full of sweaty gear. Your skates hate that. Keep your skates aired out and show them off with Bruce Skate Noose. Find them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or online at bruisedsn.com.
Roller Derby World Cup here in Calgary tonight, and probably a roller derby brunch parties going on in Australia watching these games. We know you're out there. Wave at the screen, we can see you. Oh, there you no, yeah, you sit down. Okay. Put your beer down. It's almost noon. Pick your beer up. It's
yes,
okay.
I was going to say, don't discourage them from doing that.
Eat, drink, talk. Right?
Exactly, yeah. So the story here, Mac the Mouth, has truly been an issue of penalties costing Australia in moments where they have gotten lead jam. And so, again, the discipline of the Team USA game plan really being the difference here. But we pointed out earlier, Team Australia already on pace to exceed the number of points that have been put on Team USA here in this tournament.
And it's just off to your left of the screen, because there's been an official timeout here to sort things out. We see an Australian jammer, number 34, Dirty 5, being sent to the penalty box to sit as the jammer. I'm not sure what the call was. We'll see if we can get we've got a crack squad of people here running around checking these things out for us. You can't see them because they're off camera, but they're doing an amazing job for us.
That leaves us, though, with Smith on the line for Team USA. Just under 7.5 minutes left in this first period.
So it looks like Dirty Five may have left the box early at the end of that jam. The NSOs came over to inform the head ref that he had to finish his time. We got a star stash. No, we got a drop. Now drop and a pickup. That's a drop, pick and go by 28 Smith for USA, still with lead.
Earlier in the jam, Ackles picked up a penalty, so 4-3 blocker advantage for Team Australia currently. And that goes to 3-3 with a track cut penalty being called on Team Australia. Blocker number 34, that is Dirty Five.
That's Dirty Five, the jammer, who quickly stashes that star. We have a roller derby athletic power jam for Team USA.
Thank you for that correction, Mac.
And that's Smith, 28, who just had his first pass through, picking up 5. He gets the skaters on the track and the bonus points in the box. And those are the points that have been nagging at Australia here to keep it closer. Nice hip check out, though. Well thrown. He calls it off. I believe that was ballistic whistle. Skating last time in the World Cup for England and now living and skating in Australia. Well, at least he is now.
Tail end of that jam, it was a contrast of finesse and force where the Australian blockers were able to hip check B. Smith, who's normally very evasive when it comes to moments like that, but boy, he went down hard after a very nice hit there.
Ballistic is a lean, pointy blocking machine.
Yes,
I've had many people come and go, ow. He's Australian-born, lives in the UK, playing for Australia. Really, really proud of putting on the Australia colors this weekend. I know that as well, too.
Jonathan R. now with the star for Team USA. He's got that trademark thumbs up as he clears the pack on situations where he's lead jammer.
And a cut on our Australian jammer. That's his third call. That's Dirty Five wearing 34. 34, Dirty Five in the penalty box. Actually, could be his fourth. We're just going to check and confirm. A litany of penalties right now. And this is a position as a coach on the American team. I want to keep that jammer coming back onto the track because now these penalties are getting into his head.
Jonathan R. forced back, recycles quickly, but right into a 3-wall by Team Australia, now 4. Godzilla in to help out.
Jonathan R. has this amazing ability to continually move forward. He'll turn his back, he'll turn his hips, he'll drag a foot, but I have yet to see him stop in a pack. Some jammers will stop, hesitate, and run. He just keeps grinding through that pack. It's amazing to watch. 2 jams ago, we had, I believe it was Smith, drop his star. It came off, so I just wanted to point out he maintained lead because that star came off, not because he removed it, because it blew off and came loose. He's allowed to pick it up and put it back on. It allows him to legally retain lead. Somebody out there caught it and is arguing about it right now in the front room. I'm telling you, I'm right.
Roller derby athletic power start here for Team USA. Carter with the star. Trying to push through on the front side, and he does. Lead jammer, Team USA. 4 minutes, 18 seconds left in this first period.
Oh, a quick run through. 100% lead jams for Carter, and you can see he had a 100% run through that pack untouched. He comes in with such speed. It's deceiving speed and power. We have a star pass, a successful star pass for Australia. Got their star out onto their pivot, but Carter's already seen it, picked it up, comes through on that 1-foot sort of stork call that he does very often by picking up a foot and calling it off. An incredible skater.
Last several jams, Australia able to limit the number of points that Team USA has put on the board. At this point, though, with this differential, it's Team USA firmly in control of this semifinal bout.
And again, playing a team like this, I know Australia has goals for this game. Obviously, goal 1 is to win, absolutely every time. But the other goals attached to how they play throughout.
No doubt about it, as Team Australia's jammer pushing forward and picking up lead jammer once again. Nicely done there by Skate Slinger.
That's Skate Slinger. Australia not scoring a point in the last 8 jams. They're getting points right now. Slinger through the pack. Picked up 5. Jumps over the opposing jammer. I think the crowd noticed that.
Yes, they were awfully quiet on that one, he said sarcastically.
No points in 8 jams and a lot of points in this jam for Slinger. Skate winger, picking up 5. 7 points, matching the most points scored against Team USA this tournament. Knocking on the door of surpassing any team score against the Team USA.
Team England awaits the winner of this bout. They got their way to the final earlier today in a very hard-hitting bout against Canada. Right now, though, we have seen a lot of hard-hitting action between these two teams, Team Australia and Team USA.
That's Sausage Rolls out there, but it's looks like number 7, Magnum, with lead for Team USA. Magnum coming with speed towards the pack, right in front of your view here in the camera.
Track cut penalty now on Sausage Rolls. Will send him to the penalty box. So roller derby athletic power jam once again for Team USA.
Magnum driving this pack towards you down the straightaway. One skater to pass, ballistic whistle, he gets through. It's also number 75, Just Incredible, out there with him. He's had a really strong blocking day today. You can see the back of another German skater, Synaptic Kid. Now the pack moves quickly through the corner, but Magnum takes advantage of it.
Once again, we see that swarming action of the Team USA blockers just wreaking havoc on that Australian wall.
They do a little run, fake, come in a little delayed. They give him a different look every time. It's coaches and players should be taking note about the offensive plays that both these teams are doing.
Sausage Rolls back on track right into a wall of white jerseys.
Magnum through again for another pass. Just Team USA doing a very good job of not allowing more than 2 or 3 Australian blockers to get together for more than a beat. Now they can set up at the back and hold Magnum. Now they're in their strong point. Nice knockout at the back of the pack by number 75, Just Incredible. Just Incredible having a really strong blocking game today. That's about 3 of those push-outs he's done on corners, on the straightaway against some very, very strong company.
Team USA has put Australia into that eternal dilemma of who do we concentrate on? Do we try to help our jammer or do we try to defend? And so it really is credit to Team USA to cause that kind of problem for Australia.
B. Smith on the line, number 28 in white for Team USA, and another green and gold. It's Skate Pilgrim wearing the 0. Both of them the jammers for the respective teams. The pack slow to start. Jammers haven't even reached the pivot line yet. Skate Pilgrim's there first at the pivot line, met by a white wall. It's up to B. Smith, who pushes his way through, comes out with lead. It's B. Smith with lead for Team USA.
Double fist pump there by B. Smith as he now is looking to put more points on the board. Lots of frenetic action right in the pack there.
Star stashed by Australia, looks like. Not pass yet. Oh, we got a low block on B. Smith. A forearm call for another U.S. blocker. That's Woodward heading to the box. Opportunity here with a roller derby athletic power jam for Team Australia.
Back them out despite what we're seeing on the scoreboard. It's got to be a problem for the coaches of Team USA, these penalties that continue to happen throughout this bout.
You mentioned that earlier before the beginning of this, that was something that they wanted to get under control, and here come the penalties. Australia needs to take advantage. It's only a 2-wall, races right between their arms and takes the point. A 5-point grand slam, raising their score to 50 for Australia.
Far side of the track blowing a kiss to the Australian fans with Skate Pilgrim, who gets forced out with a nice block there right in front of us by Team USA.
You cannot say they are not having fun out there as well as working really, really hard. They're loving this event.
Smith back on the track as this jam continues. Forced to the infield and a forearm penalty sending Team Australia blocker number 3. That is Fuzz reporting to the penalty box. Smith with another pass for 4 points for Team USA. Australia has 5 so far in this jam.
Nice takeout of Smith on the corner. A low block, it appears. On number 19, Streak. The jam gets called off, or the time ran out. I missed the clock on that one. Hey, if you're watching this, the only thing better than watching what you're watching right now is to be here. And if you can't be in Calgary, how about if you show up? How about if you host your own event, right? Come host the Men's World Cup of Roller Derby. Every hotel around here is jammed. We got an official review on the floor, but I just want to remind people, like, they're looking for a city, a country to host for 2018. So get on the website, check it out. I'm not kidding. Every hotel around here is packed. I've never worked with so many international people at any event as an announcer. I've been at 2 previous World Cups, and every one is better than the last one. It's been an incredible event.
It really has been, and it's been such a celebration of our sport to see these teams working so hard and representing their country so well. And again, we're on an official review at this point.
And he's Piggy, I'm Mac the Mouth. That's, what's his name? Smack.
Better known as what's
Scottish
his name?
guy.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Scottish guy.
We didn't give him a mic, so we can just say abusive things about him.
Yeah.
So you've got Scotland, Canada, and USA in the house. And I hope a lot of Australians now throwing things at the TV, because there's an Australian sitting here. We're sorry, we tried. There's one over there. Well, fair enough. We'll talk about that later. Statistically, anything Smack.
Punching the low block call on white 1-9.
So official review, low block call on white 1-9. So the review is being taken by, I believe, Australia. But I thought we had, here's our 1-9 streak. So is USA disputing the call, or is, so it looks like USA is disputing the call on their jammer to get them out of the box. So we're gonna make the referees huddle up, but you can't see to the right of the camera. There's a zebra huddle going on right now where they're all talking about it.
That gives us a chance to talk about Mary Chaos, be harder, better, faster, stronger with one-on-one coaching from Herbalife and Chaos Theory. New Herbalife Transformation Challenge starting on August 8th. So check out and visit chaostheoryblog.com for more details.
Now, time has actually run down on the period clock. So some of the skaters are actually skating away, but that's okay. You can call an official review at the end of the period. With the rule set, the referees will huddle, discuss the review, and come back at the start of the second half to then share the results of that review. As our game clock's at 0, but we're just going to make absolutely certain before we break away here that is the case. Some of the Team USA skaters are sticking around. Some are, everyone's changing sides.
You know, Mac, I know you have experience coaching the game. You obviously played and so forth. So at this point, talk a little bit about what does Australia need to do? What are some things that they may talk about in the halftime period?
First thing they need to do is never play me, because I've never skated. I don't skate.
Okay.
So
It's
okay. I'll coach, because I know there's people out there laughing when they hear that.
Okay.
Australia, this would be a, what was our goal for the first half? You know, if 50 points was our goal, we've already achieved our goal. If you get focused on the left side of that screen, you start to get away from the game plan. This game is not out of reach. 140 points. Any one of these teams can score 140 points in 15 minutes. Like USA was getting us some penalty trouble the back half of that. They can't get not enamored, but they don't want to get over focused on, oh, not this jammer again. They want to get on their team game. When they have those 3 walls together, they're as strong as any 3 walls I've seen here this weekend. They have every opportunity to chip away at this lead. 4-0 jams for 30 minutes will put them in a really, really good position as we get closer to the end.
Indeed. It's simply put, Australia didn't get here, they got here. What am I trying to say? Words fail me. No, Australia worked hard to get here, and they did a lot of things very, very well, given the score differentials that we saw early in the group play rounds. And so, again, as you say, still a lot of time for Australia to get this together. They'll take this halftime period to figure things out, but first we'll settle this official review on track here in just a bit.
What you're seeing on screen is Quadzilla describing the low block versus the back block as he's speaking to the head ref regarding this official review. You've got the Australian coach out there, the American coach, and Quadzilla, I imagine he's the acting captain for this game. That's why he's out there talking. Not that he doesn't talk well, but he does talk. And he's a fabulous skater. I'm fortunate to work a lot of camps with him. And he does nothing but travel and skate. Travel and skate, travel and skate, travel and skate.
Indeed. You know, as I look around this venue, I know we have a view here of the official review underway, but as I look around this venue and I see the events of the last few days, Chinook City Roller Derby, what a job they've done.
Oh, it's amazing. Even that little snack booth over there, those 2 ladies in there are melting. It's the hottest. This room is sweltering. That is an oven in there, and they're smiling. They've never been busier. They're loving it. They're actually so excited about every other person comes to the counter is a different accent. They're helping people with the funny change we have here and the funny money. It's really awesome. This league, the host here in Calgary, Calgary's done an amazing job hosting this event.
Indeed, big props to Calgary. Big props to Chinook City Roller Derby, welcoming the world to Canada for the 2016 Men's Roller Derby World Cup.
We're going to get our official review right here.
The call will stand.
Whoa, well there you go.
4 words. 4 words gets us to halftime.
Thanks for hanging around for that. 4 words to eat up 7 minutes. My favorite part about roller derby. The call will stand. None shall pass. We'll be right back after halftime.
Nerd Roller Skates is your dedicated quad roller skate shop in Calgary, Alberta.
Being a nerd is about being really excited and really passionate about a really specific thing. And the thing that we are really excited and passionate about is roller skates.
Nerd Roller Skates.
Official skate shop, Men's Roller Derby World Cup 2016.
For people who roll.
I am your fortress on the front line of sport. Engineered to be stronger than the attack. I defy convention by protecting more with less. Helping you breathe easier, hydrate faster, speak more clearly. I am Sisu, and I fend for you.
Watching an American watching an American
We are back at the track here for just over 4 minutes before we get going to the second half here. This is Mac the Mouth along with
Piggy Fatness with you all.
USA 193, Australia 53. And just during that halftime, we were talking about the least amount of points that Team USA scored in a game, and the challenge at an event like this, which the number happens to be 234, but hang on, that was in a 30-minute game for seeding. This is a full bout. And the reason I look at that is I know I coached Team Canada on the women's side, and I was involved in the coaching staff for 2 World Cups. And when we got in a game against Team USA, anytime we had the closest score differential, we emotionally won that game. We had our goals set, and I think, you know, Australia's not packing this in by no means. I'm just pointing out how well they're playing. Like 140 points after 30 minutes has got to be the smallest gap Team USA has had.
That definitely is the case, and again, it's not a matter of being patronizing, as you say, Mac the Mouth. It's about giving credit where credit's due. So let's talk a little bit about penalties.
Yeah, penalties, 23 total penalties on the Australian side, 15 for USA, and that's 12. The one of note is that Dirty 5, number 34 for Australia, has 4 penalties. And this is a regulation bout, so 7, and we're taking a sit on the side to cheer.
If I remember correctly, 3 of those came in one jam.
Yes.
Or at least 2 that were back-to-back because they came in rapid succession.
That's correct. It was one of those horrible jammer black holes when you suddenly can't get off the track and you sit down and you look at the board and you've got 4. And you're just not clear on what's happened. You usually have to have some jammer intervention at that point. Someone take you down, and you jammers out there are nodding because you know exactly what I'm talking about. But again, credit to Dirty 5. Skated out, got out. He's gotten a lot of points for end lead for Australia as well. On the USA side, we don't have a skater with more than 2. They're keeping it very clean in terms of their, and you know, I shouldn't say they're keeping it clean. They've been keeping it sporadic because I've never had a game where there hasn't been penalties, but I noticed in the last 5 or 10 minutes, there was a rapid fire succession of penalties for Team USA where they seem to be sending blockers and jammers on a regular basis. So hope Australia can look at that and leverage it into the start of the second half. It's just 2 minutes away.
So as we get set here, just a reminder, this is a semifinal bout that will establish what the final championship bout will look like. Earlier tonight, Team England made it into the final championship match by defeating Canada. And then this sets up our bout here tonight with Team USA looking to make their 2nd trip in a row to the championship bout here at the World Cup.
Good evening, welcome back to the Men's Roller Derby World Cup 2016. So we are just going to give you a quick update before we head back over track to track 2. Team USA leading with 193 with Team Australia 53. I'm going to hand you back over to Bob Noxious and Bulldog over on track 2.
That was an update from our call center, I think, just to make sure the phones are still ringing.
Yeah.
Might have been a weather forecast.
You know, I want to give a shout out to Panda, who's been in studio for us this week. What a great job she's done. Working alongside Bob Noxious, and just a great crew here this week.
And what you don't know is that behind us, as hot as it is where we are, behind us is a tented area with big, bright TV lights that Pam sits in and talks into the microphone all the time. It gets very, very busy. Well, the whistle's blown, 20 seconds. You can hear the teams cheering. We're getting the second half underway. USA 193, Australia 53. And you recall at the end of the first half, we had an official review, and after much deliberation, and then we checked some tea leaves, we came back with the answer of the call will stand.
Yes.
I'm actually going to get a T-shirt, I think, that says that.
Beautifully done, literal quote. So here we go, back to the track we go. Team USA, Team Australia. Skate Pilgrim with the star for Australia, working against Jonathan R. for Team USA.
Skate Pilgrim cycled all over the back, points at the white blockers, and skates past them on the inside of lane 1, picking up lead again for Australia.
just like we started period number 1, we start period number 2. Australia on the lead jam.
And very quick and decisive lead jam for Skate as he comes into the pack looking for points. Big hip check, knocked to the ground. He's going to get his points though. All 4 picked up by Skate Pilgrim, none for Team USA. That's the way to kick off a second half.
If that hit causes a bruise, he's going to be proud of it.
That'll hurt on his wedding day. That's not going to hurt right now.
Here we go with the replay. Well, here we go back to the track.
That play will stand, I think. On that jam line, who we got? We got Carter and
we have
Sausage.
Yes, Sausage rolls. 3 wall on the front side by Team Australia, prepared and ready for Carter. Carter pushing to the inside, getting some help. And able to move to the outside and make the pass to lead jammer.
The lateral footwork of Carter, when you think you've got him shoved to the tape, he turns his feet literally sideways and rolls through.
Forearm penalty now. Sending Team USA skate to the box. 2 blockers in there for Australia.
Some great jammer on jammer action. I hope we caught that. Love to show it to you again. As was that Sausage coming around? Sausage. This will be actually him coming around the outside to get through the pack. On the outside, here he comes with a big hit, ducks the hit. Carter suddenly finds himself looking at the back of Sausage Roll, still going down the track when he had him lined up for a pretty big hit.
This jam featuring Beastang for Team USA going against Skate Slinger for Team Australia. Once again, tough pack work there. Quadzilla working the front side, 2-all against Skate Slinger. Jay Woodward on that wall. Quadzilla reporting to penalty box for a forearm penalty. But Jay Woodward with a nice force out there on Skate Slinger.
That takes the pivot off the track, but Team USA has not been utilizing Star Stash or Pass this entire game. Oh, one-on-one battle at the front of that pack.
Skate Slinger through for lead jam once again.
The pack comes right around our location here in turn 3-4. Down the straightaway. You see them coming towards you now. Pilgrim skates to the outside, calls it off. See if any points from the board. 2 more points for Australia. 3 jams and more points for Australia than USA in the first 3 jams of this half. This is exactly, here we go, right?
Right.
2-0, 3-0, 4-0. This is so doable because this gap, especially in the sport, you be patient, you take your points, you wait for those power jams, you get extra points and keep it calm and keep it on the track.
Every point Australia puts on the board is another point that has not been scored against Team USA this year at the World Cup. Magnum now with the star for Team USA.
Skate Pilgrim at the front of the track. Magnum out of the pack, just past Ballistic, picks up lead.
Team USA
coming off the pack. Sorry for a penalty. Go ahead, Piggy.
I was going to say Team USA was setting up a 4-wall, but gets spread out a bit by the Team Australia blockers.
Oh, the strength of Magnum. The Australian blocker thought he pushed him out. He stood on his toe stops against the tape and took off. And that Australian blocker went back to pull the 20-foot cut. And unfortunately, he didn't have him off the tape. Magnum skates through and calls it off. A star pass to Ballistic, but he didn't get there in time for Team Australia to grab some points. 10 points for USA, 207 USA, 59 Australia. Let's see if we captured that on the replay. Knocked out here. You'll see Magnum get pushed up against the tape, watch his feet, stays in bounds. But that blocker thought he had him, took off to get the cut. Magnum runs away, points in his pocket. Well played. Good replay, guys. Thank you.
Someday we're going to need that John Madden screen.
Yeah. Can I do that? I got some whiteout. I'll just do it on the screen.
There you go. We are back to the live action. And a beautiful pass there by Smith for Team USA, lead jam.
And a forearm penalty for a blocker coming off the track for Australia. Number 311, Rampage. Australian jammer out. Smith takes the points. 210 to 59. Australia with 1 in the box. So they'll go with a short pack.
Quick moment here to say the S1 Lifer helmet is the best fitting and safest helmet for roller derby. Get a lifer, be a lifer, s1helmets.com.
Also note, strategists, back in the day, if we had a short pack, we'd always go to the front and give up the line. And here's Australia with a 3-wall, trying to hold that line. And it's the right strategy. Like, make as much chaos in that pack as you can before that jammer gets out. And he is out. Coming around already on a scoring pass. That is number 6 for USA. Jonathan R. I should know that by now. I've seen him enough this weekend. Through the pack for 5 very quickly while the Australian jammer's being cycled to back. Stashes the star. That's number 128. Or, I'm sorry, who was our Australian jammer?
I believe it's Skate Slinger, yes, 1261. Jonathan R. Another strong pass through the pack.
Skate Slinger getting out of the pack finally at the front. Jonathan R's opportunity for one more scoring pass. Looks at the bench, calls it off. Very disciplined, tight structure with the U.S. as well strategically. They're eyeballing their bench constantly. Like, it doesn't matter where they are on the track. There's a really good vision and communication. And again, coaching-wise, that communication is eye contact. In this speed and play, it's just eye contact, and you can see they're making it. As well as Australia, or these teams wouldn't be here today.
Indeed. Next jam will be Skate Pilgrim for Team Australia, facing off against Carter for Team USA. Empty penalty box. Actually, it is a 4-3 blocker advantage for Australia. Carter through, picks up the lead jammer call for Team USA. Australia moving forward to the front portion of the pack to try to set up that wall, but here come the American blockers.
Fast pack. Those 2 Australian blockers, 173. That is, what is it, Popter. Did a really good job of grabbing his other points because they were still live points and keeping them ahead of that American jammer to only give up 2 when he could have possibly taken 4. And again, at that speed, that ability to see that and make that adjustment, it happens very, very quickly at this pace and speed you're seeing here. And as awesome as the shot is on the screen, it doesn't do complete justice to the speed and the pace that we're seeing on this track.
So fortunate we are to be here live. B-Stang, Team USA, but right now it's lead jam, Team Australia. Beautifully done there.
He'd already passed his hips before the hit, so he managed to keep himself in bounds when he went down, so he was able to get up and re-enter. Ooh, not that time. As he was met by a wall called Thornton.
Very rarely will you be able to make that move twice on Team USA, but Sassar Drills finds a way to move forward and push through and picks up another pass. That's going to put 5 big points on the board for Team Australia.
Talk about gutting out a pass. One after the other, he went through, getting hit each time, maintaining his forward progression.
Sassar Drills looking for more. Gets past Ackles.
And calls it. And I can tell the team's jumped around him because of the skate that he just had. We'll probably get a good look at that pass again when he came through. Out to the outside. Big hit there. Another big hit there. Another big hit there. Stays on his inside edges and comes around the top of that corner. That's from turn 3 to 4. Gone. Takes his points and keeps going.
Impressive work. Magnum facing off against Dirty 5 for Team Australia. Magnum through smooth. His movement is so fluid and so consistent. Magnum just gets out so quickly.
And he's got force behind it. It doesn't look like it, but there's a lot of force
Indeed.
in there. He's a smaller package than some of the other jammers here, but there's a lot of strength and force. Although he's bigger than me. Which speaks to the size of these men out here skating today.
Star stash now by Team Australia. Drawn back, however, is Dirty 5. Race 3-wall on the front side, waiting for Magnum, and a nice force out there by Team Australia's Copter. And the jam is called.
Yeah, Copter, ballistic, just incredible. They're doing some amazing blocking out there.
Here we see replay. Magnum Putting him right into that 3-wall, gets forced to the outside, and down he goes into the infield. Copter taking a shot there at the tail end himself.
There's a payoff there. And again, that's that really fast track awareness to see I've got a skater running back at me. I'm going to put a legal hit to pop him out. My jammer can get back in, but great work by Copter.
Past the 20-minute mark of the second period, and Team USA once again picking up lead jammer courtesy of B. Smith. Right there on the straightaway, 2-wall being set by Team USA. Star Stash now being done by Team Australia.
Synaptic Kid picking up that Star Stash.
Smith is fired up after that jam.
Very fired up after that jam. 2:44 USA, 67 Australia. As you can see on the screen, just under 19 minutes remaining in this game. Winner moving on to the World Cup final tomorrow. An official timeout.
That gives us an opportunity to say a big thank you to the Alberta Sports Connection. The Men's Roller Derby World Cup would like to acknowledge the contributions of Alberta Sports Connection, which helped to make this event possible. A big thank you to them for all of their hard work in helping put this event together for us here. Also, companies like Nerd Skate Shop, Sisu, Roller Derby Athletics, such a great collection of sponsors here, Mac, that help make this event possible.
Yeah, allows us to, well, that's why he was charged up. He drove through number 80 there, Flamin Gala, and came off charged up after that skate. I can understand why. Nothing was stopping him to get through all 4 of his points.
Right now it is Skate Slinger and Jonathan R. battling for position, trying to get through. Skate Slinger moves forward first. And a forearm penalty being called on a Team USA blocker, and that allows the door to be open for Team Australia lead jam.
That's Woodward heading the box for Team USA. And Quadzilla heading the box. I think he's on 3 or 4 by now. On 4.
Team Australia, again, working well defensively on the front side.
First time I've seen a Star Stash for the Team USA. Jonathan R. taking it off, popping that star off and getting through the pack.
Streak with a nice push out on Skate Slinger, forcing the call off of this jam. You know, Mac, if I'm Team England, I'm paying attention to what Australia is doing to get these lead jammer calls.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll guarantee you there are Team England coaching staff and a few skaters in watching. And there's also Team Canada staff in here watching, because Canada and Australia will be playing for the 3 and 4 spot.
Sure.
It was going to be an incredible game in itself, let alone the final with England and USA as it looks right now.
Right. We're still playing the game. Anyway, off we go with sausage rolls for Team Australia, pushing to the front first. Spin move and through. Lead jammer. Sausage rolls.
14 lead jams for Team Australia in this game. Outstanding. I'm going to go on a limb and say that's the most lead jams Team USA has given up to an opponent at this tournament.
I would bet that is a safe guess. 4 points on that last pass for Team Australia, now putting up 76 points on Team USA. 2 points were snuck there by Team USA at the end of that jam.
Carter coming around, but you see Slinger come on the side. Takes a big hit out here. Another big hit there. Gets by, just stays in bounds. How they take those punishing hits. Folks, they're on wheels. Like, you're supposed to move when you get hit that hard, and they're able to use their edges and not just their toe stops to take away speed, maintain balance, and run again. It's outstanding athleticism we're seeing here.
That gets Team USA fired up as they pick up lead jammer on this jam. B staying with the call. Now looking for more. Quick 5 points. That's the key with B-Stang, is not only how fast he gets off the line to pick up the lead jammer call, but how quickly he gets around to start scoring points.
Yeah. And through again, just as fast as you said that, through the pack, just to prove our point.
Yeah.
And you're right. And when he's got his speed up, he's hard to stop. With those 3 walls not set, he just punches his way through, and you just saw it again in that corner. Australia needs to lock down that 3 wall and take some speed away.
Very clean approach to that wall, gets those shoulders square and makes that legal pass.
And that's why Streak is up there making a mess. Nice, gives him his back, gets bumped out. Stang says that's good enough. We'll take that one back to the bench. 15 points for Team USA.
Approaching the halfway point of the second period, we'll see this replay.
There you see Stang up there making a mess. They can't get that three together. The star pass gets out, but he just about makes it there. Has to step out, nice and safe, haul it off. Don't panically run back in or run to the back. They've got a lead they can maintain. They're going to run this, I mean, I'm not in a negative way, but I would start running my clock. I'd go 2-minute jams when it's possible.
Looking to do that is Magnum making that inside line pass. Lee Jammer on the straightaway, 2-all on the front side of the pack by Team USA. Team Australia in to help out. Beautiful shot of the straightaway there, but a force out on the Team Australia jammer. Slows their progress. Jam continues with an additional 5 points there by Team USA. And the forearm penalty being called. That's going to send Team USA blocker Binkley to the penalty box.
Sausage Rolls also hitting the penalty box at the end there for a low block. There was a collision in the straightaway there. I don't know if you saw it at home, but the initial player, I think got the US player was called for a call. There's also a secondary call on a low block. And unfortunately, and a lot of skaters out there know what this is like, wrong place, wrong time. Someone didn't fall small and someone fell over them, and the referees see a penalty on each skater in some instances. It looked like something like that occurred.
Next jam underway. Smith for Team USA with the power start, the roller derby athletics power jam. And makes the pass clean and picks up lead jammer.
Carter almost always gets off his skates when he runs out of these packs too, like literally gets up in the air. And so does Smith, the jammer out there right now. Didn't catch his number. My apologies, Mr. Smith.
5 points on that last pass for Team USA, courtesy of Smith. Australia trying desperately to put that wall together. And a nice force out there by the blocker for Team Australia, and a beautiful apex jump.
Sausage Rolls came out of nowhere. Team USA was kind of shifted over to the side. Hope we get a good shot of this right here.
I'm hoping that's the replay we're about to see, Mac.
Watch for Sausage Rolls on your screen. He's coming in the background there. Team USA hasn't picked up on him yet. Airborne. Thank you.
What a great job by our production crew, picking up those wonderful images of these passes that are happening, these events.
Oh, it's instant replay.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Beautiful thing.
Sausage Roll doing a lot of work for about agility and the type of skating he does on social media.
Skate Slinger pushing forward on the front side. Binkley anchoring a 3-wall by Team USA, holding him back and forcing him to the infield, forcing him back to recycle. Skate Slinger quickly back on the track there on the right side of your screen, facing off against a 2-wall by Team USA. Nice bridge work there by the Americans. Again, that swarming pack work by Team USA creates an opening, and a lead jammer picked up by Jonathan R.
That was a 40-second scrum to get a jammer out of that pack. We have a back block penalty on Thornton as he heads to the penalty box. And also Percy Control hitting the penalty box as well. So a pack advantage here for Australia.
Star pass now complete for Team Australia. Jammer of note.
It's ballistic whistle.
Yes, it is.
Going for the jump in the corner. Drags the toe and takes the points. And back-to-back jumps by Australia here, taking points each time. Quickly back around, Ballistic. Just coming into your shot now as he comes down the middle of the pack. He's got two skaters to beat. Drives right in between them. Gets around them, picks up another 5-point pass, actually. 5-point pass. The jammer was caught up for Team USA, still working on his initial pass.
2-wall on the backside by Team USA, now pushed forward by Ballistic Whistle, getting some help from Son of Skaten. As that jam comes to a close, picks up all 4 on that last pass, does Ballistic Whistle.
I'll bet we get another apex jump here.
I'll take that.
You can see Ballistic building up speed back there. Thinking Evel Knievel right now. He's looking for a ramp, and he finds one right here, airbound. Puts that skate down. You just have to land that skate in bounds. You get your points.
You rarely see the Team USA blockers brought to a standstill, and boy, that jump made that happen.
We got a timeout. We're going to be right back after this.
Just go to any game and you're like, oh, yeah, this is why I do this. I skate for the Linden Roller Girls, and S1 is part of my uniform.
A clear path through the pack almost never exists. So we fight and make our own.
Welcome back here at the track. Team Australia, you can see them all taking a knee and having a chat as a team, using their timeout. Good timing in this timeout. They just had 3 really good jams, picking up points. A 13-point jam where they had passed the start of Ballistic Whistle. 89 points for Australia. I wonder if the roof comes off this building if they get over that triple-digit mark against Team USA. And I wouldn't be surprised if someone wrote that down as a goal somewhere. I know I would.
And they're doing it with style, as we saw 2 amazing apex jumps there at the last couple of jams. So again,
and also the points they're gathering at full strength. Like with both jammers on the track, they're scoring points, right? And that speaks to how well they're playing here and showing up today.
Back to the track we go as Smith picks up lead jammer. Make that harder.
Now we're even.
I was hoping that wouldn't happen, but it did. Matt McAfee moves forward to try to help out, does create space.
Yeah, Dirty Five's got the star in his hand, got caught right away, knocked down, and sent to the back to come through again. Oh my, what a... It's now apex jumping time. I think someone put that up on the board.
The judges scored that one a 10.
And look how silky smooth it is. It really is. It's amazing. It looks effortless. And having stood on skates before, this is not effortless. This is a lot of athleticism here. Watch the ear, and I'm down. Thank you very much.
A little bit of a flare there.
Stuck the landing. Yeah. Amazing. B staying out of the line in white for Team USA. Number 11, that's Sausage Rolls. Skating miles as well for Team Australia. Sausage Rolls to the outside, gets bumped out. You can see them coming towards here. Both jammers getting recycled to the back, but Sausage Rolls at the front's got the first opportunity to get out of this pack. He's pushing forward, making them break up. He gets that lead for Australia and picks up a cut doing it. Unfortunate cut for Sausage Rolls, and his penalties might be adding up.
Those passes, however, are happening towards the inner portion of the track, is where they're breaking that USA wall down. Track cut penalty, though, brought that one to a halt, but it's a pattern we've seen throughout the entirety of this bout.
And the challenge is when you get your jammer in the box, it's Team USA that's going to take full advantage of it. You can see them, they're moving that wall and keeping it busy. Here they come in again for some more great offense. Sausage Roll on 5 penalties now. B-Stang calling it off.
You know, you talk about that jammer rotation for the United States, including skaters like Smith, Jonathan R., Magnum. It's just this formidable rotation. That
which one don't you want to go up against?
Yeah, it just, I mean, it causes teams fits to try to figure out. Once you think you've got a rhythm down in defending, they'll throw someone else at you, and your plan goes out the window.
And we're close to one of the benches here, and I can tell you that all the players are breathing hard. They are not leaving an ounce of energy on their benches here, regardless of what team.
Track cut penalty now, sending a Team Australia blocker to the box. Magnum jamming for Team USA. Sausage Rolls for Team Australia.
Sausage Rolls out. Oh, doesn't quite beat the race. 2-jammer race coming down that straightaway, but it's Magnum picking up lead. Sausage Roll just losing some footing there and dropping down quickly in that time. Magnum grab lead. First one to get their hips past everyone and out of that engagement zone. Another apex jump. I guess we should have like a note hand to everyone saying, please continue apex jumping for the next 7 minutes.
With that pass, eclipsing the 300 mark is Team USA. We'll take a look at this replay.
Apex jump coming, folks. Apex jumps brought to you by ice, water, and electricity, the makers of ice. There it is, the Apex jump, number 7, Magnum. So maybe I think just about every jammer, the rotational jammers have all had an Apex jump.
Skate Pilgrim facing off against Smith. Australia blockers making life difficult for Smith. A forearm penalty, though, will send the pivot to the penalty box. And Smith picks up the lead jammer call.
Yeah, and the athleticism of Smith is hard to see on the camera, but he got knocked down, managed to stay on his skates, put his one hand outside the tape, which continues to make him legal, get back up and run before the green blockers could set anything up. They thought they'd knocked him out.
Multiplayer call sends center skating to the penalty box. Multiplayer block.
And I've seen, that's one thing I've seen a few times this weekend is jammers getting slammed towards the tape. We've actually got a timeout called. There's a timeout. The team timeout's being taken. So with a team timeout, we're going to take this timeout for you now.
I can't imagine that I'd get more kicks playing golf than I do hitting a and S1 is part of my uniform.
A clear path through the pack almost never exists. So we fight and make our own.
Welcome back. Acadia Center here at Calgary, Alberta. 8:30 p.m. where we are Mountain Time. Probably just after, probably getting into the afternoon brunch time of day down in Australia, all you fans watching. And you got to be super proud of what your green and gold's doing here today against Team USA. 308 USA, but the 89 Australia scored. I'm going to go again on that limb that I've been on a few times today and say that is the most points scored against Team USA in probably an international game this year. I might even go back. We may have to go back and look in the records. We'll have the record keeper go look for us at the last World Cup to see how they did. And we'll get that to you shortly.
Notice there on the screen, Jonathan R. took off at that first whistle, already excited to get going, but had to get reset. Facing off against Skate Slinger for Team Australia.
Bump and run. Jonathan R. just ran into one of those blockers because I'm facing you, so it's all legal green zone, takes the hit and runs through them. Star's been stashed, Ballistic whistle, nice little sneaky handoff. Ballistic has that star, we'll see if Team USA picked up on it.
Direction of play penalty being called on.
It was a fake. That was amazing.
Mr. Spew reported to the penalty box for that direction of play penalty. And a huge collision right there at the bottom left of your screen.
Unfortunately, Ballistic whistle was the bottom of that collision twice. And he has the star now as the pivot. They've had a pass already. They did a great fake pass, but now they've actually completed that pass. Ballistic just needs to push his way out and gets pushed to the floor.
Falling to the infield or playing it safe is Jonathan R. In case he didn't land it cleanly. Calls off the jam.
That hand and knee crawl, because if he gets up on his skates, he's immediately going to get called for a cut.
Replay now from that previous jam.
This will be Ballistic. Right here, just running into a wall of white. And that's legal contact, legal hit. And you can see because he landed the way he did not want to risk a cut, so he crawled off the track and called it off. And this far into a game, the U.S. team's not looking at lead. They're playing still a very disciplined game out there.
Skate Pilgrim out on the track for Team Australia, but it is Carter that picks up the lead jammer call for Team USA.
His speed, it's unbelievable how fast he gets back to that pack. You've got to have your defense ready because he just went through 3 of them and out the front again.
Star pass now in progress for Team Australia. Tony Muse and Percy Control. Well, they're joined by Ackles to bring down the pivot. Forearm penalty being called on Tony Muse. He'll report to the penalty box.
But it's Carter through for his 3rd pass. I thought he had more passes than that. My bad math. His 1 pass. picking up points and calling it off, adding 4 more on the board for Team USA.
So as we come to the last 3.5 minutes of this bout, the bracket has begun to take shape, Mac. Third place bout looking to feature Canada versus Australia. And our championship bout will be England versus USA. But what an impressive showing here by Australia.
Yeah, Canada needs to take note of who they're playing tomorrow. 34 is Dirty 5, being held up at the back right now by 6'18" Jay Woodward. And we want Dirty 5 to be careful. We've got an Australian skater who's rolled off the track in some discomfort. He's getting up on his skates. The jam was called. They just for safety precautions, we want to take a knee at the EMT's check. I know he doesn't want the jam to stop. His coach out there making sure he just waits, takes a breath.
Medics out to help out. And
yeah, I've been in those positions where as a coach you're trying to convince a player to stay put, so because that adrenaline's running, you can get up and walk off on an injury and make it worse. So you see at the front the job that he does. Oh, just a bad flex backwards. So he might have just hyperextended something. Just the way he went back. It's that, and we see many skaters go back on their toe stops and be able to regain, but it was so far over that he wasn't able to pull it back. But happy to say he's up on his skates, being helped to the bench. Not going to put a lot of weight on that foot. Thumbs up to the crowd. His bench is going nuts. The U.S. players are clapping for him, as is the crowd here, because that's the sportsmanship that's been displayed. He's smiling as he comes into the EMT area.
That's good to see.
And it's Flamin Gala, for those of you keeping track, or those of you friends and family.
Earlier there, we saw a couple of shots of the wonderful crowd that has been here all week long for this event.
And it's Flamin Gala. Before you start sending postcards, hate mail, and posting things on my Facebook page, it's Flamin Gala. My apologies, but he's good. Friends and family of Flamin Gala. He's over there smiling and laughing with the EMTs. So I think just probably one of those tweaks that hurts for a while, and it's going to go away because the game they're playing today is not going to hurt Australia at all.
Bee Sting Jamie for Team USA takes a nice little jump there through the apex to pick up lead jammer. 4-wall on the front side now, 3-wall with a floating blocker there, but gets broken apart once again. That swarm of Team USA blockers just tearing apart that wall.
The transition is fast. We've got a jammer penalty as Skaten got called for a multiplayer block. Hanging on too long to someone for an assist. The referee's called for a multiplayer.
3-3 blocker set up as a Team USA blocker reported to the penalty box as well. And we're going to see, actually, I'm sorry, we have a full set of blockers on the track there.
Stang taking laps right now, picking up points, looks at his bench, and they call it off. We've got a skater for each team, a blocker for each team standing. But the standing skater for Australia does have the star in his hand.
Replay here. Again, the wall set up there by Australia. But here come the blockers for Team USA. And of course, a little bit of a spin move for emphasis there by Team USA's jammer. 3:42 on the board for USA, 89 for Australia. A minute and a half left on the clock.
Magnum had lead before he hit the pivot line on that start. But out of the penalty box, that's 0 Skate Pilgrim, pushing to get through the front and bumped out at the back of the pack by Quadzilla.
Team Australia's jammer, Skate Pilgrim, forced to the infield, has to recycle back.
Low block penalty called on hitting on a bounds penalty on 026 McAfee heading to the penalty box for Team USA.
Action continues in this jam as we're under a minute in what has been quite an exciting bout, but Australia has been held at 89 for a couple of jams now by the intense blocking of Team USA.
Australia's going to call a timeout here, so we're going to take a timeout and while you watch this.
I can't imagine that I'd get more kicks playing golf than I do hitting a and S1 is part of my uniform.
A clear path through the pack almost never exists. So we fight and make our own.
Welcome back here. I want to thank the crew that's making these amazing visuals for us. Not only you get this beautiful high-def stream, but we're getting replays, which we dreamed of having replays when we were announcing Derby years ago. It's just, and now we're taking it for granted, the technology and the work that's being done back there, how quickly they turn them around.
Absolutely.
So we overlapped a little commercial for you with the replay. You guys can make it up as you go along at home. If you're scoring on your scorecards, that was Smack's fault.
You know, hey, speaking of those replays, it's hard not to get swept up as we're not going to want a replay of that. Just, you got to love the enthusiasm of these players.
Team Australia standing, both benches are standing, arms around each other. They know this is the last jam.
This has been an amazing, amazing game between these two teams. Team Australia looking for one more last lead jam. They've gotten several tonight.
That's Skate Pilgrim out of the front, or is that Sausage? So that's Sausage out of the front, trying to escape, can't. And B. Smith is out, as he has been many times tonight on that lap.
He does that swing wide to the outside so beautifully, and he's able to create space for himself with his speed and power.
Yeah, I don't think the acceleration is quite what you imagine when you're on the track and it happens. Suddenly he's gone. Oh, multiple skaters off the side of the track here on both teams. Some penalties being called by the refs, but the jam's been called off. Our clock is out. That's our unofficial final score.
5 more points there on that last pass of 3:56 to Team USA, 89 for Australia. And all I can say is wow.
Australia doubling the most points of any team scored against USA. They've got to feel really good about that. They are a knackered, tired bunch over there. They've worked very, very hard. They've earned every point they've got, and they earn all the high fives and accolades they're going to get from this crowd.
Indeed, and they are not done. They will move forward into the third place bout to face Canada tomorrow. Having seen the results of the gameplay Canada has done all week long, it should make that a very exciting bout and one to watch.
That's our 5 o'clock bout tomorrow.
Yes, it is.
With our final at 7 o'clock featuring Team USA and Team England. Ooh.
Ooh, indeed. You know, the thing that stands out for me in this turn of events over the last few hours is the pride with which these countries played as we see Team Australia taking this lap. Such an appreciative response from our crowd. That's what makes this event such an amazing one, is the beautiful, beautiful global representation we have and the hard play by all these players.
All right, we want to thank you here. This is Mac the Mouth and
Piggy Fitness
saying, have a good evening. We're going to throw you to the studio.
Hello, welcome back to the Sisu Studio live at the Men's Roller Derby World Cup 2016. Well, on track one, what an incredible game we've just had. Team USA taking the win over Team Australia. And Australia putting the most amount of points on the board against Team USA so far in this tournament, more than any team has done. 89 plays, 356. I can't read my own handwriting. Over on track 2 at the minute, we have still got just over 5 minutes of gameplay left, and it is 146 to Team Argentina, 154 to Team Wales. We still don't know which way this is going to go. We've got 5 minutes. Who knows? I can't call it. We will have a roundup of the day for tomorrow. So we now know that the competing teams for our lovely Apex Rex Trophy, our championship, the Men's Roller Derby World Cup 2016, is going to be fought out by Team England and Team USA. It's like 2014 all over again. And Team Canada versus Team Australia for 3rd place. So 3rd place bout's going to be at 5 o'clock. And the championship game is going to be at 7 o'clock. That's Mountain Time. Make sure that you check the time out where you are and what the time difference is. The game between Team Argentina and Team Wales that's on track 2 right now is going to determine who's going to go on to play 5th place. France, they'll be the winner of that game. And we are going to have the 7th place bout against Team Finland, and that will be at 3:15 on track 2. Let's have a quick rundown of the day in full tomorrow. So 9 o'clock, first game on track 1 will be Team Japan versus Team Chile. And that's going to be for 17th place. And then at 9:15, we've got Team Netherlands versus Team Spain for 19th place. And so we're going to then move on to 11 o'clock. And that's going to be Team Ireland versus Team Germany. And then 11:15 over on track 2, it'll be Team Puerto Rico and Team Italy. And then 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Scotland versus Mexico, 9th place bout. And then 11:15 over on track 2, Team Belgium versus Team Sweden. And that is the consolation bouts in that bracket. Quickly move back to the bracket for the championship. We will know shortly who the somebody and the somebody's going to be. So we've got, starting the championship bracket, 3 o'clock game is going to be Team France versus the winner of the Team Argentina-Wales game that is currently underway. We have a lead change from Team Argentina. Ahead with now 170 points, plays Wales 154. Oh my goodness, I cannot handle the excitement. Canada and Australia are going to be battling it out for 3rd. England and USA ahead on the championship game, and 3:15, the one that I missed there was Team Finland versus the loser of this game of Team Argentina and Team Wales. As we move into the last 2.5 minutes, it's potentially going to be Team Wales. I think you guys should head over to track 2 and watch the remainder of that game, so I'm going to let you go and switch over because that's going to be awesome. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. My name's Pandora Pandemonium. This is the Men's Roller Derby World Cup 2016.
I love to play roller derby because I 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 play roller derby because ich bin Roller weil ich I'm competitive, I like energy, I like power, and I like speed. Omdat ik ervan hou, lijkt te doen op rolschaatsen.
Stop, man!
Het is een bizarre sport. J'aime me donner à fond sur le track et ça me rend heureux. Perché non posso farne a meno. Love at first sight. I love developing my skills and I love developing new strategies. It's taken me to many new places that I would not have normally gone.
Altså fordi jeg kan stå så meget boulderskøjter, som jeg gør.
Soy muy competitiva. It is the most unique opportunity to go past your boundaries and try anything and everything that you thought you couldn't do and prove to yourself that you can.
Voljela bi da mogu igrati roller derby i u Hrvatskoj.
When you love to roll and you need the best gear you can get, come to our brick and mortar shop in Amsterdam. Or visit the website at www.thederbyshop.nl. We have it all. The Derby Shop. Because roller derby saved your soul, but wrecks all your gear.
At Roller Derby Athletics, we take the guesswork out of off-skate training so you can focus on being fierce. We help you transform your game without a lot of time or equipment. With 5 training programs plus all-star memberships, there's an option to suit every athlete. And we train skaters worldwide with high-quality video instruction and online support. At Roller Derby Athletics, we empower you to be safe, strong, and unstoppable. Want to see for yourself? Sign up today for our free Basics Builder program.
Hi folks, Scald Eagle here. Have you had a chance to take a look at the new Bonk Quadstar skate? The boots are ultra lightweight with no break-in period and are great for skaters with skinnier ankles. They also have a 100% Australian full-grain leather outer and a completely heat-moldable hand-laid fiberglass base. Get that premium performance without the premium price tag. Boom. Come over to the Bonk booth right now and check out this rad new skate.